Good morning. This is Don McGann, and I have put together a presentation for you that will explain the transfer of STL files, exporting, transferring into Medit MOS, Medit Orthodontic Suite, and also the transfer to like consultants. This I found is just a common learning curve, and so hopefully this can help you get everything going quickly. First of all, I want to talk about generating the intraoral scan, which will either be an STL file or a PLY file. The difference between the two is that the PLY is in color. Sometimes, for instance, in like progressive aligners, you need an STL file. I'm not sure it'll accept PLY, but maybe it does now. And then I want to talk about transferring that scan to Medit if you don't have a Medit scanner. If you have a Medit scanner, it's easy. You scan directly into Medit and then from there you go into MOS. And then, of course, you have the transfer of scans and the MOS, the Medit Orthodontic Suite simulation files to and from the consultant. And the consultant may be sending you back a file to even be ordered. It's an edited simulation to be ordered for like Medit aligners. So there's like several steps here that you have to master those early parts, otherwise you have a hard time later. Okay, so let's talk first about the Medit scanner as being the easy way. If you have the Medit scanner, this software, the Medit Orthodontic Suite, has been created by the Medit programmer. So of course it works the best with Medit. And so the main software was called Medit, and Medit is available to anybody free. You just download it. This one is at the moment version 3.4.9. Every so often you'll have to update that. It's a free update. They do now have a price to for like storage in the cloud of all your scanned data, and but it's a very small amount, and so that has to be synchronized back and forth between Medit and the cloud, and it's automatically done. You don't have to think anything about it. So the Medit directs the scan, and if you have a Medit scanner. If you don't have a Medit scanner, of course, you have a different software to run your scanner. So we then make a new case to get it started. We label it and basically like create a number or whatever you want for it. And then that goes into your case box, and above here is a patient box. That's on the left-hand column of Medit. And so then once you have the scan, or once you have a patient file with a name on it, then you can make a scan. So you open up your patient file, you click scan, and it's pretty self-explanatory here. Once you get into the scanner, I don't do that myself. I sure get a lot of scans, but I don't actually do it myself. And you may not do it yourself because maybe your staff is making the scans. So it walks you through the scan, and it also tells you some of the common errors. You want everything to be as clean as possible. You want the scan, especially interproximal, on buccal and lingual, to be accurate, and to do that, it has to be dry, free of calculus, that sort of thing, and then you can go back and forth over the same area to enhance it. So you like develop a scan, this being in Medit, and then after it's in Medit link, then you click Medit Orthodontic Suite. And Medit Orthodontic Suite is a software that I've been involved with, and is what changes everything. To have Medit Orthodontic Suite, you do have to have a NVIDIA graphics card, because there's a lot of AI involved in the Medit Orthodontic Suite. It is thinking for you, and not only in tracing lateral shafts, but is a class 1, 2, or 3, or all the everything is throughout. Okay, so you cannot even install Medit Orthodontic Suite, which is free. It's on the left-hand side of Medit link in the app box. You click on that, and you find Medit Orthodontic Suite. And then in this case, of course, it says update. But if you're the first-time user, then it'll say something else. You want to download it, and then hopefully you're successful getting that downloaded. And now the whole world of like 3D orthodontics is open to you through Medit Orthodontic Suite. Okay, other scanners. You're not limited to only having a Medit scanner, although that's the easy way. But if you already have a scanner of like different brands, iTero, 3Shape, that sort of thing, then you can also use Medit Link and Medit Orthodontic Suite, which is very nice of Medit to allow that. And so let's talk about that. Now you have created the scan in another brand of scanner, and you want to now transfer that scan into Medit Link, so you can get into the world of Medit Orthodontic Suite simulations and even Medit aligners. Okay, so this is what, if you had an iTero, you would click on export, and then you can fill in open shell, arches, oriented, and occlusion, and PLY. I know that works for sure. And then that's exported. It usually goes to your downloads box. Generally does not have a patient's name on it. And then you just right click on it, click rename, and name it by your patient's name and possibly a patient's number. Then you're going to transfer that scan to that Medit link, which in the case of iTero, you have to have another computer, because iTero will not allow you to put Medit link or any other program onto their scanning computer. I know, they try to lock it down. Okay, so my suggestion is that you you figure out a way to transfer from the scanner computer of iTero to the other gaming computer with a NVIDIA bracket card that holds Medit link and MOS on it. And you can do that either with a thumb drive, a flash drive. You just move that around, or you can, from one computer to the next, or you can send yourself an email or whatever. But you have to transfer it from the iTero exported scan STL file or PLY file into Medit link, and from Medit link you then can access Medit Orthodontic Suite. Hope you understand that. Okay, so one of the biggest problems, or one of the common problems I see, is that in the downloads, Explore downloads, we have extracted folders. They have a little zip across here, like a zipper, and that is kind of like a suitcase where you have other files inside. Now, until you unzip that, and it's a right click, extract all, until you do that, you cannot really use what's inside that suitcase. So after extracting, you'll see it'll be the same file, just without a zip on it. And now you can import that into Medit Link, and it'll be active. Okay. So you have a Medit Link patient file that you've created. You attach the scans, maybe the lateral ceph, maybe photos, and then you're in business now. Okay, so the Medit Link list of files for this patient, for whatever patient that you might have, is listed on the left-hand side in Medit Link. And you'll see here we have a bite scan and a lower jaw and upper jaw. Now, my suggestion is that you turn off the bite scans, because that just creates unnecessary extra stuff, and it's not as clear. So you turn off the bite scan, you leave on the upper and lower jaw. And in this case, there was also an orthodontic suite, Medit Orthodontic Suite file that is listed in Medit Link. Okay, so this is where you see the scan, and then you have on the left the list of files that you can turn on and turn off. Okay, so that's what you have to do to get it in from another computer into Medit Link, which then gives you access to Medit Orthodontic Suite. Okay, so the easier way without all these transfers, of course, is just to scan directly into Medit Link, as I said before. Okay, so now let's talk about transferring the STL file, the scan, and Medit Orthodontic Suite to have a consultant work on the file for you. And so the easiest way for a consultant is to have your login information, which you can use with iTero or Medit Link. Those are the only two. The rest of them, is my understanding, that you cannot remote into those computers to view or download a scan, but those two you can. And so you provide the login credentials to your consultant, and then I can go in and I can download in that particular patient, download the scans, and in Medit Link, if it's a Medit scanner, if there's a Medit Orthodontic Suite, I can download that as well at the same time as the scans. That's the most convenient. Otherwise, you have to export from your iTero, let's say, attach it to an email, or it's too large, you have to make multiple emails, or you can send by like WeTransfer or Hightail or something like that. So you're going to send the scans and the Medit Orthodontic Suite to a consultant's email. And in SmileStream, we can also use this little download button here. We can attach an MOS file to the patient's SmileStream file. And then when you send out SmileStream, then I can download the scan. So that is available also. Okay, so if this is if you're just trying to send me the Medit Orthodontic Suite as a consultant, then you would right click on these three little dots in Medit Link, export, file list, and then you check off what you want to send to me. And this one has a lateral ceph, it has some scans in it, and it also has an orthodontic suite. And so everything can be sent in that way in an export. Okay, so that then goes to your download file, and then you can attach it to emails, or especially with all of these, it's probably going to have to go by WeTransfer or some method like that. Okay, so that's how you would send all of this. If you didn't know or didn't figure out how to put Medit Orthodontic Suite onto the SmileStream file, well, this is how you do it. Okay, so if you're going to like attach, let me just tell you, when you say file list, you do not check all these bite scans and everything. You just check the Orthodontic Suite. That goes into your download file as a zip file. You do a right click, extract all, goes into a regular file folder that does not have a zipper on it. And then you're going to click on the download in SmileStream. It's up there by the names. And then once you have successfully put the MOS file into there by choosing the file, you find it, put it on there, click upload, and now you have a list of which MOS files you have sent or received. You'll get a list, a continuing list. Okay, so Medit Orthodontic Suite. If you don't have it, you want it, I can tell you, on the Medit link app box, you get that. You get the Orthodontic Suite. Make sure you have NVIDIA, and then once you have it, you'll see this icon that says MOS, Medit Orthodontic Suite, and you're going to click that after you've already imported the scans, or you scan directly using Medit Scanner. Okay, the next thing that's going to pop up is going to say like, continue working, and you say yes, of course. Okay, the next thing you've got, I already have a file here, and I can say yes, open that file. Or if I want to make another file, a new one, then you click cancel, and it now gives you the opportunity to create a brand new file. And when you finally save that, now you'll have two existing projects listed. So this is in Medit Orthodontic Suite. So you're just gonna slide over the scans if they're not there, and you also slide over a lateral ceph if available. Then you go through the step of making a simulation. In this case, the patient was unsuccessful. Well, she was partially successful in correcting a big class 2, but it's still maybe not exactly the best bite with a little posterior open bite. So I wanted to see what could I do with just IPR in the upper. Just accept the posterior bite the way that it is. Do some upper IPR to reduce the extra overjet. And so I use Medit Orthodontic Suite to do that. And so you create a simulation, and then I would also say next, aligner, and then you have some tools to add IPR, and then let's see what it's going to look like. In this case, it was 33 upper trays. Looks like about 16 lower trays, and I could order that to get what you see here. Okay, order from where? Order from Medit Aligners, which will accept this without a designer. It'll just go ahead and manufacture. Okay, so that's the way that is. Next, so the simulation will do probably about 90% of what you want to do, and then you use some tools if you want to manufacture, if you want to go beyond just doing a diagnosis. So here's the manufacturing of aligners. You have a choice to order Medit aligners, and then you don't have to order a whole package. You can order one if you want. And then, or you could export the aligner files, and then you can print them within your office if you have a 3D printer and a lab technician to kind of clean everything up. Or you can just save the individual files for a future time. Okay, so this was made for Medit Orthodontic Suite Study Club, Europe. That's the one I lead. If you have questions, though, from anywhere else, you can send them to my email. Don McGann, thanks for making my life good. I have a good time doing this, and after all these years, 50 years, I'm still happy to work with you.